This is the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. I am your host, Laurie Henderson. Join me on this journey into the world of manga, where a river of reviews flow through caverns of commentary down into the latest news. Welcome to the Manga Dome. Episode 31, Ghosts, Vampires, and Villains. The Weekly Wish List. This week, I'm looking to get titles from Kodansha, Viz Media, and Yen Press. Fairy Tail Volume 31 comes out this week from Kodansha. I don't have a clue what's going on in the series, but it's still on my must-buy list, and I'll catch up to it someday. From Viz Media, I've got my eye on some Shoujo Beat titles. Strobe Edge is a title I became enchanted with on the first volume, but like so many other titles, I've fallen behind. Volume 7 comes out this week. There's also a new title, Sweet Rain, which I would like to check out, along with Midnight Secretary Volume 2, a title for more mature readers. From Yen Press, I want Higurashi When They Cry Volume 23, Festival Accompanying Arc Volume 2, the final volume in the series. Now that my appetite is whet, I have to find out how the series ends. I also want to keep up with Pandora Hearts. My interest in it waxes and wanes, but the title has almost caught up with Japan with Volume 18 coming out. This will be another catch-up, but not too bad of one. Ghost Hunt gets live-action film. It has been announced that Ghost Hunt, a supernatural mystery series of novels and manga, is getting a live-action film. It is slated to go into production next month with a release date of summer 2014. The series follows Mai Taniyama, a high school girl who gets involved with Shibuya Psychic Research, which is led by Kazuya Shibuya, the young president of the company, assisted by a Chinese occultist, a world-renowned psychic, a self-proclaimed Shinto shrine maiden, a former Buddhist monk, and a Catholic exorcist. The team takes on supernatural cases, helping both the living and the dead. The Ghost Hunt manga was released by Del Rey, where we got 11 of the 12 volumes published. I'm excited to hear this news. I love the manga and the anime adaptation. Mai and Kazuya, who Mai calls Naru, short for narcissist, have a great relationship, and the stories are both mysterious and scary. It's a great combination. I hope I'll be able to add this to my collection as well. Dance in the Vampire Bund, The Memories of Sledgehammer Ends, Part 2 announced. Publisher Kadokawa has announced that the miniseries Dance in the Vampire Bund, The Memories of Sledgehammer, will end this month. The series will be a total of 3 volumes. Also announced was Scarlet Order, Dance of the Vampire Bund 2, the next part of the main series, which will start in December. A preview for the new series hints at Mina and Akira returning, with the drama between them starting up again. Dance of the Vampire Bund has been a hit for Seven Seas Entertainment, which has licensed and released the first series and the first spin-off, Dive in the Vampire Bund. They also announced Memories of Sledgehammer, with the first volume scheduled to ship next month. I wasn't interested in Dance in the Vampire Bund until I read Young Miss Holmes, which features a crossover story with Mina Tempest, the main character of Dance. When and if Dance becomes available digitally, I may check it out. Viz Media announces new title. On its weekly Shonen Jump podcast, Viz Media announced a new title, Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma. The food manga started serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump last November. It follows Soma, a boy who works with his father at his family's restaurant. His father often hosts cooking battles, which Soma assists in. His father enrolls Soma in an elite culinary school that is difficult to enter and has a graduation rate of only 10%. This Shonen Jump title will be released in print and digital, but will not be in the magazine, as it's, quote, a little racy, close quote. Foodies will be thrilled by this title, as it also includes actual recipes, but I've been impressed with very few food manga, and shonen fighting manga have become tiresome to me, so I will give this one a pass. Aya Kano to adapt Shakespeare's Richard III historical play to manga. Aya Kano, the creator of Ottoman, is adapting the William Shakespeare play Richard III into a manga. The first chapter ran in the November issue of Akita Shoten's Monthly Princess and is available to read for free on its website. It is a dark fantasy set in the time in English history known as the War of the Roses and centers around Richard, a boy born as a hermaphrodite. It's not a faithful adaptation, obviously. Richard is very much a Bishonen and certainly didn't have that kind of deformity. But Kano's art is very reflective of the setting, very dark and brooding. It's a big change from her lighter Otomen. I would be very interested in seeing this title come over. Hana to Yume, Bunkei Shoujo manga magazine to launch in December. The manga magazine Hana to Yume has spawned a spin-off magazine that has a lot of potential for new licenses. Bunkei Shoujo, or Literature Girl, is a magazine that will adapt various novels into manga and will launch in December. It will start with 6 titles: Watashi no An, Shokubutsu Zukan, Tiny Tiny Happy, Senkai Kara Neko ga Kieta Nara, Ryu Gajo Nanana no Maizokin, and Kuge Musha Matsudaira Nobuhira. 4 of these sound interesting. Watashi no An is about a girl who works in a sweet shop and the mysterious customers who come into it. Tiny Tiny Happy sounds sweet with its romance of a man who works in a shopping center who marries a girl who works in a glasses shop in the same center and the other relationships of the people around them. Ryugajo Nanana no Maizokin is a mix of the supernatural and treasure hunting and has a comedic ring to it. Kuge Musha Matsudaira Nobuhira is a historical mystery manga. Instant interest with this one with both the history and mystery. Hopefully the magazine will do well and a U.S. publisher will want to pick up 1 or 2 of these titles. The Viz Manga Top 10. Viz Manga finally released its Top 10 after 2 weeks of silence. For the week of October 29th, 2013, the list is half and half and is all about the backlist titles. Skip Beat Volume 9 starts things out, taking the top spot at number 1. It's a duel of duelists as Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Volume 23 comes in at number 2 and is followed by Volume 24 at number 3. X 3-in-1 Volume 1 debuts on the list at number 4, while Black Cat Volume 12 slinks in at number 5. Tale of the Moon Volume 8 comes in at number 6, followed by fellow shoujo Love Com Volume 11 at number 7. The all-ages Toriyama title Kawa comes in at number 8, followed by another set of shoujo with Basara Volume 5 at number 9 and Imadoki Volume 4 ending the list at number 10. Once again, it's the backlist that is dominating with not even a Naruto or Bleach on the list. Skip Beat is doing really well in digital, as is Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not surprising to see Kawa show up as it's both a Toriyama title and a spooky story, especially for the young ones. Now that Halloween is over, I wonder if it can hold on. There is just one new title added to the site. Sweet Rain is new in print as well as new in digital. A seasonal title of a different sort, Sweet Rain is about Kurumi Sagara, a girl sad at the thought of spending Christmas alone. She goes for a walk and bumps into a boy. Rains appear connecting her to the boy and he is ecstatic. He tells her that she is a Santa Claus and she is his master. While all of this is hard to believe, it's even harder to believe when the boy turns into a reindeer. Even though it involves Santas and reindeers, it isn't set in perpetual Christmas, which is good. The creator, Sakura Tsukuba, has had 2 titles released over here, Land of the Blindfolded and Penguin Revolution, both of which were published by CMX. I have my doubts about how well the premise can hold out, but I'll check out the first volume at least and see if it's got potential. The New York Times Top 10. I'm going to play some catch-up this week and get in 2 weeks of New York Times Top 10 lists, so I'll be up to date. Starting with the list of the week ending October 26, 2013, the monsters hang on with Monster Musume hanging on to number 1 for a second week in a row. Attack on Titan Volume 2 surges back to the list, moving up 3 to number 2, while Volume 1 moves down 1 to number 3. Number 6 debuts on the list at number 4, while Attack on Titan Volume 3 moves up 1 to number 5. Bleach Volume 58 falls back 4 to number 6, as Attack on Titan Volume 4 moves up 1 to number 7. Blackbird Volume 17 moves up 1 to number 8, Attack on Titan Volume 6 returns at number 9, and the list ends with Naruto Volume 62 returning at number 10. For the week of November 2nd, 2013, the Titans get pushed around as new titles debut. There is another new number 1 as Black Butler Volume 15 debuts at the top. Attack on Titan Volume 8 also debuts, coming in at number 2. At number 3 is No Matter How I Look at It, It's You Guys' Fault I'm Not Popular, Volume 1, followed by Maximum Ride, the manga, Volume 7 at number 4. Rounding out the top 5 is the Sailor Moon Box Set 2 at number 5. K-On! High School debuts at number 6, followed by former number 1 Monster Musume, Volume 1, falling 6 to number 7. Puella Magi Oriko Magica Volume 2 is at number 8, followed by Inu Boku SS Volume 1 at number 9. The only other Attack on Titan, Volume 1, ends the list at number 10. We see some big shifts on the list this week. Viz looked like it was going to fight for some ground from Kodansha, but this last week, Yen Press comes flying in, bouncing titles left and right. The final tally is Yen Press with 6 spots, Kodansha closest behind with 3, and 7 Seas still holding on with 1. Yen Press did so well that it knocked reigning champion Attack on Titan down to 2 volumes. I have my doubts about these titles holding on to next week, though. I'm guessing Black Butler and Maximum Ride will survive to next week, but the rest will get kicked by a Titan resurgence. Nielsen Book Scan for October. In the last of the lists, it's Nielsen Book Scan for October. 9 manga titles made it to the top 20 last month. Attack on Titan finally made it to the top with Volume 1 at number 1. Debuting at number 3 is Rosario Vampire's second season, Volume 2, with its next closest neighbor being Attack on Titan Volume 2 at number 9. This starts a small blitz with Naruto Volume 62 at number 10, Bleach Volume 58 at number 11, and Blackbird Volume 17 at number 12. Last month's number 1, Sailor Moon Short Stories Volume 1, falls 16 to number 17 and is followed by Attack on Titan Volume 7 at number 18 and Volume 3 at number 19. Viz and Kodansha seem to be fighting for control of this list last month, and Kodansha wins by 1. Naruto, Bleach, and Blackbird continue to prove popular by hanging in the middle of the list, but Kodansha's Attack on Titan proves its strength as Volume 1 moves steadily up the list to finally stand at number 1. Behind it, Blacklist Volumes 2 and 3 are moving up, as well as the most current volume also holding its own. Sailor Moon is in its last hurrah with only 1 volume of short stories left, but it's been a good ride for the return of the magical girl from the 90s. Next month will be interesting to see if Yen Press can hit the list and if Attack on Titan can keep the number 1 spot. Thank you for listening to the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. You can find links to the stories and books discussed here in the show notes at manga.jdragononline.com. You can email me with any questions at xanadu@jdragononline.com or leave a comment on this post. Rate me on YouTube and follow me on Twitter at Manga Xanadu, all one word. Until next time, farewell from the Manga Dome.